So I'm writing a novel. Wild to say that for the first time, to say that to a camera, even though it's just my phone. But yeah, I'm writing a novel and I want to document this journey. So hi, welcome to this channel, to all of us, because this is my first video. So hi, I'm Lauren. I'm 28. I'm living in New York City. I'm doing freelancing, writing, copywriting, copy editing, all the things. So behind the scenes, I've been writing a novel for the past 6 months, kind of off and on, more on than off for sure. I took a month or so away from it after finishing my outline, because my outline was 45,000 words and I needed to take some time away from it, really get centered on what I wanted the book to be, what I wanted the story to be. But I'm back. I've been drafting for the past month or so. I'm a little over 9,000 words in, and I'm just really excited about where it's going. And I see the end in sight, which is wild to say. 9,000 in, I'm probably, I'm aiming for like 60 to 70,000, so I'm over 10%. That's a win. That's what I've been telling myself. So yeah, I'm about 9,000 words in, and I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling really good, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this channel, because I've been watching authortube in general for probably a little over 6 months, since I got the idea for the book back in October of 2024, so probably around then was when I really started watching it in earnest. I've always watched it off and on just because I've written my own, outside stuff. So I've always loved writing, but I've started and stopped quite a few projects along the way, especially since graduating college. I've worked on a ton of different stuff, but I always hit a breaking point around like 20 to 30,000 words. No matter what the project is, I always hit this point, and my inspiration is just zapped, my motivation is gone. It's just that messy middle part, we're over the starting hump of getting those first few chapters down, and now we're getting into the meat in the novel, and my brain just putters out. And so I wanted to make this channel as like an accountability buddy almost. You're my accountability buddy now. Congratulations. Because I love this book too much. I love this story too much, and I love these characters too much to not write it, So if I can have this channel, this form of accountability, no matter how many people are along for the journey, that is just an extra motivating factor to help me get it done. But I turned 28 a couple weeks ago, and I just had this thought of like, if not now, when? Fuck it, right? Because I had been thinking about joining authortube for months, really, since I got started on the outline, and I always held myself back. I think I was afraid of like getting the ick for myself when I'm filming videos, which yeah, and editing, which I'll tackle soon, and also just being afraid of like failing or being embarrassed or just being perceived. But I kind of had this moment where I was like, you're never gonna do it if you don't just do it now. You're always gonna find excuses, and there's no point in doing that. You can do this no matter what it turns out to be, so just start. So now here I am, starting. And beyond that, I'm really excited to just like find a community here and find more writing friends. I have a lot of friends who read and who write, but in like a journalism way, and I tried that. Wasn't for me. Love it for you, not for me. So I just want to find more friends who understand the process of drafting and revising and turn this very solitary thing into a community, and I'm really excited about that. So what is my book about? So it is a sapphic contemporary romance, new adult kind of vibes. The characters are 19 and 20, and it is about two girls raised in a conservative Christian community who meet on a double date with boys from their town in their church, and they form this connection that really forces them to discover who they are, what they want, and how much they're willing to sacrifice to live a life that they truly love. It's very much inspired by things like TikTok trad wives, the evangelical Christians here in America, Christian nationalism, and my own upbringing as a Catholic queer kid who felt off but couldn't really put a name on it until I was a lot older. So it's very personal to me, of course, but I love it so much, and I'm very excited about where it's going so far. It's very much about like things like religious trauma, parentification. My main character is the oldest of 11 siblings. It is also inspired by like queer communities and those like big Christian families you see on TV. So it's kind of like Ethel Cain, Gigi Perez, Jens McRae vibes. If you like any of those artists, that's very much what I've been listening to in the background, especially during my outlining process. I'll put some photos of the vibe up here. Right now I'm aiming for self-pub, but we'll see. I don't know if I have the willpower for trad. just straight up. But that's a long ways away. I'm 9,000 in. I'm 9,000 in. So yeah, I think that's it. This is just to get myself started, to get myself over the hump, to prove that I can film a fucking video. I can do this. And now I have to go figure out how to edit things. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to come along on this journey, I'd be so honored if you would subscribe below. And I have some videos planned soon, so you should see more from me, hopefully very soon. I'm hoping for like once a week, but we'll see. Life's busy sometimes. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye.